The Connected Living programme that the GSMA runs is specifically focused on 4 vertical areas. We've identified M Automotive, M Health, Smart Cities and M Education as 4 key areas that have great opportunity and benefit to both our members and markets and society.
So we see a pattern developing where you are actually accessing the internet throughout the day, from the minute you wake up to the minute you fall asleep. And you're increasingly doing that without thinking about the fact that you are online, so to speak. Many of these things you're doing are becoming part of your daily routine, and they're kind of, fading into the background, but nevertheless they're very important to you because that's what make up your everyday habits in your everyday life. We live in a world where individualism is important, so of course you want to make sure that you can distinguish yourself with your own taste in music and your own interest in movies and whatever, And of course these applications are still very important for people, but at the same time we see more mundane applications relating to, for example, how you navigate traffic in a busy commuting hour, how you find your way in a large shopping mall, or how you can find information about products when you're grocery shopping. These are things that are not very high profile. You don't want to identify yourself as being the person who that's my identity, but it's part of what you have to do and what you are already doing, your habitual sort of everyday life scene, and that's where the smartphone is also becoming very relevant. So we're kind of shifting a bit focus in our research anyway to looking into these slightly lower involvement areas, but where you have a very high frequency and a high regularity in daily life.
And imagining your business life and your social life without the internet, it'll be very similar to looking back in 5-10 years' time to where you didn't have a connected life. The benefits are of a similar scale. The impact on society and businesses are of a similar scale.
What we're seeing is that when the smartphone is now becoming something that you're using more regularly throughout the whole day, of course you're also becoming aware that you need to make sure that you have a certain capacity in the network and connectivity and possibly speed of the network that actually supports all those sort of regular activities you want to do. For example, if you're in a car and you want to get your maps to find out where you should go to avoid a traffic jam that just occurred and so on. It's not because people are becoming more interested in the networks per se, it's because the networks are becoming part of our everyday activities, as I just mentioned, and for this reason the relevance of understanding that has increased.
Obviously for us then, working in that area has been trying to find ways of handling that, both from a capacity perspective but also in finding new ways of reducing the signaling load if possible. One thing that's been done is from a standardization perspective, where Ericsson has been really driving in that area, is introduction of new features like fast dormancy. We're seeing an increased amount of traffic generated in small packets. So it's in a way similar to signaling, but it's actually data traffic being transmitted. It could be Facebook polling or updating small amounts of information, or transmitting game data, scoring results, or you're playing an online game. By introducing this HS fetch, which is an intermediary step where the fetch channel has been there for sending small packets, but it has been a low throughput channel. Now, by improving that, you can actually achieve very good efficiency.
We've done a lot of work on the sizing of the opportunity here in terms of not only revenue but the business impact. On the revenue side, we believe that the whole area of connected life and M2M will be worth around $1.2 trillion to mobile operators by 2020.